What up, brawlers? Welcome back to another episode of Throwin Hands. It's been a little bit. It's me. It's Breck. Breck, how you feeling, man?
Pretty good. Great card we're previewing here tonight. Probably one of the best cards in a while.
I agree. Very top heavy, but the top is very, very, very heavy.
It's loaded.
It's loaded. It's loaded. Let's share the screen real quick, my friend, and we'll kick this thing off. All righty. So we got in the first, we're going to head over to the early prelims here. We got the man himself, Breck, Alexei Oleinik, going off against Jared Vanderaa. Breck, what's your thoughts, man?
Dude, it amazes me that he's still fighting. One, I know he's had a few losses in his last couple fights, but give me an Oleinik by Anaconda choke. You know what I mean? His bread and butter.
Exactly. That's what my thought was. And Jared Vanderaa, outside of some kicks, he's not that great.
That's what, in terms of wrestling and grappling, Vanderaa not a great, right? He's not great.
No, he's not great.
It's crazy to be picking Oleinik in his age.
He's going to be 45.
Yeah. But I mean, he lost to Arlovsky, right? Split decision last time. No, that was Vanderaa.
Yeah, I got Oleinik. He lost to Sergey Spivak by decision.
Dawkins, he's lost to really good fighters.
He's lost to some of the best.
Yeah.
And Spivak's on the up and up, man. Spivak's good.
He might be a top 5 fighter eventually, but I think he gets the win. I think he gets his 60th professional win, which is his record's absurd, dude.
Give me that Ezekiel choke. I think you'll get his 50th submission too.
Yeah, I agree. I think he gets his submission.
Oh, speaking of Chris Dawkins, I think he has to move down to light heavy, man.
Maybe. I don't know.
Curtis Blades is brutal.
Getting knocked out by Derek Lewis is not bad, but getting flatlined like that by Curtis Blades, a wrestler, that's tough. It's a tough look.
That fight should have been stopped when he was on all fours. I'm like, yeah, that's the fight. That's the fight.
Yeah.
It happened right in front of me. It was really cool. But Mickey Gall's fighting. Interesting. We're not as high as we used to be on him, I don't think.
No.
All right. Aspen Ladd versus Raquel Pennington. What are the odds Aspen Ladd makes weight?
Good question. I'm not too sure about that one, but Pennington, despite her record, is a savage.
Yeah.
So this one should be a banger. It should be a decent fight.
And I mean, if Ladd gets a win here, she might be next up for the title, low key.
With Valentina?
No, with either Pena or Nunes.
Well, Nunes, because I don't know how you feel. I think she's going to win the rematch.
I think so too. But Holly Holm is fighting Caitlin Vieira. So things are going to shake out a little bit. She'll probably fight the winner of that, I think. But I got Aspen Ladd by decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
But Pennington's a dog, like you said.
Just to go back 1 second. Do we like Mickey Gall in this fight at all?
I don't know. That's the thing.
He's so inconsistent, but everything you hear about him is how good he is.
You'd think he's a god if you just heard about him.
Yeah, you hear professionals that train with him, and he's such a good trainer and stuff.
I mean, Malat's making his debut, and he's a team alpha male guy, so
yeah, maybe the veteran Gall gets. I don't know. It's tough.
I could go Gall. I have hope.
He's still young enough where he could get it going, you know?
Yeah. I don't even think he's 30 yet, but let's go on to the big boys.
So much fun, dude.
This fight,
it's so underrated on this card.
Yeah, Rosenstruik and Tabora.
One of the best fights.
We got our pole lock, Tabora there. But Rosenstruik, if you think about it, man, heavyweight is low key stacked.
It's becoming.
Like Volkov's 7th. That's crazy. And Tabora's on the up and up. I mean, he lost to Volkov, but that's not you can't be ashamed about that.
No.
But I'm gonna take Rosenstruik by knockout. I think he's really lethal.
Yeah, I would agree. You look at Rosenstruik, he's fought 5 times in the last year and a half, basically.
Yeah.
Year and 8 months. And his losses are to the best guys in the division.
Ngannou, Gane, and Blades.
The thing about Rosenstruik is if he doesn't land his big shots, we've seen with the Blades and Gane fight, he can just get worked in terms of point fighting and losing on strikes. But like you said, I think he lands. I think he's so deadly, dude. Like he took off Alistair Overeem's face.
Yeah.
Took off his face, dude. And like Rosenstruik has the power. Like it's such a shame that we didn't get to see it go further, the Ngannou fight. But like it would have been great to see them exchange some big shots.
There'd be one exchange. One of them would have fallen.
But I agree. I think Rosenstruik looks to get back on track here. No disrespect to Taboria.
He's a beast.
He's really good as well. I kind of think Rosenstruik at this point in his career too, he needs to start getting some wins to get back in the title.
I agree. Let's take a look at the heavies real quick. This division is really fun. I mean, Aspinall, future champ. You gotta agree with me there.
Yep, I agree.
John Jones probably coming in this summer.
Who knows, dude? I'm getting fed up. Can we
schedule now?
John, you're tweeting like every day about how you want to fight.
Fight.
Can we fight then?
Fight Stiopic.
Fight Stiopic. He'll fight you. Fight Tuivasa. He'll fight you. You'll destroy him, but it's a fight at least. Fight Curtis Blades.
I think he killed Curtis Blades.
I just want to see him fight, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'm getting a little fed up. Even you're a huge John Jones. You're way bigger John Jones guy than I am. You would have to agree. It's getting a little annoying about how
I'm getting a tad bit ticked off.
I'm really ticked off. You're listening. Can we
see,
fight, John?
Breck, I'm a patient guy. That's the thing. But my patience is running thin.
Dude, he hasn't fought in 2.5 years at this point.
I want to see him fight Stipe. Is that the fight you want to see? That's the fight we need.
Yeah. Stipe, Derek Lewis, anybody. Just fight.
Dude, can you imagine the destruction he would put on Tai Tuivasa?
Yeah, I can. I would like to see it.
I'd love to see it too, man. But you know who I really don't want to see? I'm not a big fan of Ian Gary.
I'm a fan of Ian Gary. It's a little much that it's good to like imitate people, but he's like almost imitating Conor too much. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that. I'd say he's basing his whole thing off of I was inspired by Conor.
Which is fine. For me, he goes a little bit too. Like he said, like he was one of the best people on the mic, dude. It's like what?
No, you're not.
We haven't even heard you talk. We've heard you talk for like 30 seconds once.
He's recycling McGregor and Chael Sonnen lines.
Yeah, like.
Don't get me wrong. I love the Undisputed one. Don't.
Well, Chael's never lost a fight, never lost a round.
Never lost a round, never lost a second, dude.
Can't let you get close. That being said, I do like Ian Gary this week because his chin did get a little bit tested in that last fight. I think he was nervous because it was MSG. It was a big fight, big card for his first one.
By Jordan Williams.
Yeah, who was good.
He's solid.
But Darian Weeks coming off, I think, contender, right?
Yeah.
I guess this is his one shot because I think he lost that contender. So now.
No, he lost to Barberena.
Lost to Barberena. That's not a bad loss. So it's tough, but I think Gary gets the win.
I think Gary gets the decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Just if Gary wants to be in that ilk of people, like burst onto the scene, you got to be more impressed. Like people started noticing Hamzat because the guy literally like he's ending these fights in like 10 seconds. You know what I mean?
I agree. All right. Vince Pichel, Throwin Hands alum. Oh, we also have another Throwin Hands alum, Josh Fremd. Good luck, man. Mark Madsen. Interesting fight. Old man strength playing right here. Two very strong older dudes.
Dude, the stash is great.
But Madsen's a dog.
Yeah, dude, they're both on huge win streaks. This is an interesting one.
If Pichel fought more, he might be up there. But he hardly fights because he's hurt.
Yeah, they're both pretty old. I mean, dude, both have really good. Damn, this is tough to call. Look at their records, dude. Like the last 5 fights for each of them,
They've been balling.
they've been ball. I mean, and Pichel's last loss is to Conor Gillespie, which is not a bad loss. Beat Jim Miller, Austin Hubbard, like
You mean Gregor Gillespie?
Gregor Gillespie. What I say?
Connor Gillespie.
I got baseball on the mind. That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, Pichel's last 2 wins: Jim Miller, Austin Hubbard. Not bad. It's tough. This is really tough for me. I'm going Mark Madsen, man. As much as I like Vince, good guy. I think Madsen gets it.
Pichel, dude. Just like look at Madsen's last fight. He got a split decision over Clay Guida. No disrespect to Clay Guida, but at this, should you be getting a split decision over 44-year-old Clay Guida? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
I'll go the other way with that one. It will split decision. Do you see a finish in this fight? I feel like this is a very back and forth.
It's gonna be a fun fight.
Yeah, should be good. It should be one of those ones where nobody knows who they are going in.
Yeah,
you might know afterward. You know, like you see them fight and you'll remember.
I agree. That's a good assumption of the assessment of the fight. Okay, I did not hear Dern's accent at the press conference today.
Yeah, what happened? She like lost her Brazilian accent or something? I was reading about it.
No, she found her American accent again. But Tisha Torres not a easy out. Good fight here. What do you think?
Well, this is a tough one to call. It's the classic matchup of grappler versus striker. And if it's, if it stays on the feet, the striker's going to win. If Dern can get it to the ground, you got to favor her. They're both really good. Tisha Torres has been on fire recently. Who did Dern lose to last?
Rodriguez.
That was a contender fight for the title, right? Or
pretty much.
Basically. So, I mean, and she's really young in her career, too. I think Dern's the more talented fighter. I think Tisha Torres is exciting. She's easily one of the most exciting female fighters in the whole roster.
I agree.
I just think if it goes to the ground, I think she might get subbed. You know what I mean?
I mean, Torres says she just can simply get back up in the press conference.
People say they can do that, but only a few rare people have been able to do it.
Yeah. I'm going to take Dern, man.
Yeah, give me like armbar or something.
Yeah, I mean, Torres is good, though.
Yeah,
I think she can win the fight. I don't think you disagree with me on that.
No. I mean, look at the odds there. It's so close.
Yeah, it's going to be a good fight. All right, the people's main event, Breck.
Now we get to the meat and potatoes. Oh.
I'm about to sneeze. Burns versus Chimaev. Banger, I think. I think the odds are extremely disrespectful towards Gilbert Burns.
I would agree. When I saw this, I bet Gilbert Burns because I know the hype is real. I understand everything that's been said about him. But he hasn't faced somebody as good as Burns.
Not nearly as good as Burns.
Not nearly as good as Burns. And Burns hurt Kamaru Usman in that first round in the title fight. Like, Burns almost dropped him. If Burns could have capitalized there, maybe he's champ.
Who knows?
Who knows? That's the caliber of fighter. And, I mean, if he wants to wrestle Burns, I think it could play right into Burns' hands. Like, he's so good with jiu-jitsu, dude. Like, the guy is actively competing in, like, jiu-jitsu tournaments all the time. I always see him on
Fight Pass.
yeah, like Fight Pass or like doing like 10th Planet events or something. And I would agree that plus 400 is so disrespectful. We will learn if Hamzat is real, in the sense that if this guy dominates Gilbert Burns, he could probably beat Usman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People say Burns is a small welterweight. He's not that small.
No, dude. He's not that small. Remember when he used to be a 55er?
How did he do that?
He was kind of like 40 to 45 pounds to get down there.
Like, did you see the interaction between the two of them in the hallway?
Yeah.
Like, he did not look much smaller than Hamzat, in my opinion.
No. It's going to be real interesting. One thing I've been thinking about too, it's like we have not seen Chimaev chin tested, and I think Burns will be the first guy to test it. He's going to land some strikes.
And I don't know if you notice this, but every time Hamzat gets a takedown, each one of them have thrown an looping overhand right, and Hamzat just shoots the double, locks his hands and brings it to the ground like he should, obviously. But dude, I can't wait for this. I think this could be very interesting because if Hamzat takes it to the ground, Gilbert Burns is going to work from his back. It's not like he's just going to stay there and accept the position.
That's the thing. It's like he's so good on the ground. If he gets on his back, he'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think. And then on the feet, well, that's where we're going to learn. You know what I mean? Now, that being said, Burns' chin, not the greatest.
Little chinny.
Little chinny, got dropped by a pretty normal jab from Usman. But it's going to be real interesting. Like, can you just imagine the hype on Twitter if Hamzat just goes out and a minute in just destroys this guy with ground and pound? Like, people are be going crazy.
But
they're going to have to give him a title shot if he wins this fight.
Oh, absolutely.
If he wins this fight in convincing fashion,
yeah, I agree. If he wins it decisively, but if he doesn't, we might have to put him up against Colby.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's how I'm looking at it. This fight might not even hit the ground because of how well they are at grappling.
That's true. It could cancel each other out. Because
if you look at the Janjadova Mackenzie Dern fight, that fight didn't go to the ground once. Mm-hmm. And they're both exceptional grapplers. So, and honestly, do you think Chimaev wants to be in Gilbert Burns' guard? I wouldn't want to be in his guard.
I don't know, man. He's so crazy. He might want to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand he might sweep his legs to the side or something, but that's not. Usman didn't even want to go into the guard.
Yeah.
Now, I'll give him this. Usman knows Burns a hell of a lot better.
That's true.
But, dude, this is the odds are so disrespectful. Don't get me wrong. I think Smesh is awesome. I love Chimaev. Beast on the mic. Did you watch the press conference?
Just the clips of it.
Gilbert Burns mocking was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
But, dude, I don't know. I hate how people are like, oh, Chimaev's going to smash him. No, he's not. He could, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I would be really surprised if he did, because that's how good Gilbert Burns is. Like, Gilbert Burns wins this fight, he got a title shot.
Everyone knows who Gilbert Burns is again.
Like, Gilbert Burns should be getting a title shot if he wins this fight.
Or fighting Colby.
Yeah, or fighting Colby for a contender shot again. But I think we'll see Chimaev tested for the first time. That being said, I do like Chimaev. I know we just praised Burns and everything. I do like Chimaev. I think he's going to win split decision.
I got Burns by sub. He's going to pull some crazy stuff from the bottom.
I could see it. I'm just going to ride the Hamzat train.
And I don't blame you. All right. Pays me to see Aljo with that belt.
It's tough.
But we have Aljo versus Piotr Jan. Again, as much as I don't like Aljo, I think the odds are a little bit disrespectful.
I would agree.
A little bit.
Not too much.
Not as bad as Burns. I'd say if it was plus 225 for Sterling, I'd agree with it.
Yeah, somewhere around there, plus 200, plus 150. But what's tough about this one is I've been arguing with a friend in like the last week. Like he sees Piotr Jan as demolishing like Sterling within like 2 rounds. I think Sterling is so good. I understand what happened in the last fight. He was desperately shooting for takedowns. It's kind of what led to the knee. I don't see it playing out exactly the same way. I think Jan obviously is going to pick up the pace a little faster than he usually does. But I think Sterling is good enough where it's going to be back. I think it's going to be super close. I don't think it's going to be this Jan domination that people think it is going to be.
Here's how I see it playing out. I think first 2 rounds can be close. Look, I understand Sterling's been recovering for a while from this injury, but a neck injury is not easy to get back
Serious
from.
neck injury.
And he had discs replaced. Like,
yeah. I mean, he could have been that last fight. He could have been like, he probably was fighting with really severely degenerated like discs.
Yeah, no, I think Sterling will show up better, but I think you can agree with me on this. Piotr Jan, every time he comes out to fight, we realize he's better than we thought he was.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yep.
And I think who's going to be in Jan's corner? That's what I'm curious about.
I'm not sure. Cejudo, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know, but I think Jan knocks him out in the fourth.
That's the safe bet.
He's just so scary, man. Like the dude doesn't stop. He just goes.
What amazes me about him is he just sits there with his high guard and he'll take these punches and it just doesn't phase him like at all. Like
just goes forward.
Just goes forward. That being said, there is the very minimal possibility this could play out like the Sterling Sandhagen fight where somehow Sterling gets his back early and then we see a submission attempt, which I do think will happen. But knowing how good a wrestler Jan is, we saw it in the last fight. Those leg sweeps were a thing of beauty. He did what, like 5 or 6 of them. They're flawless. But if Sterling can't get him to the ground, he just loses again. Like, right? Like, it all depends if he can get him to the ground. Because if you had to agree, we have not really seen Piotr Jan because he's so good at not getting taken down. We haven't seen him from the bottom. That could be a weakness. That's usually, we don't know how good he is there.
But he can wrestle. That's the scary part. Yeah. Dude, there's no hole. We haven't seen no holes in this guy's game.
Yeah. We haven't seen him tested. We've seen him tested. That's not what.
Faber was his hardest test, man.
Might have been. For Faber. That was a sanctioned murder. That fight should have never been put on. We haven't seen Jan. This is how good he is. We haven't seen him pushed super hard. You know what I mean?
I watched that.
Even against Sandhagen, was he ever in trouble?
No,
he was never in trouble against one of the best strikers in the division. So it's going to be really tough. I want to pull for Sterling because he's a Long Island guy. I want to represent, but it's just tough. He says a lot of stuff that makes he gets me upset. You know what I mean?
But Piotr Jan's learning English now. It's a little scary.
Yeah. Piotr Jan has that. If he wins this fight, it'll make this claim even more. What's the word? Respectable. I don't know, but he reminds me of Fedor in the sense that it's like this intimidating presence. Like you ever watch the videos of Fedor just staring down his opponent and you're like, oh God, it's over. You just knew. Jan to me is same way. He's just this cold, expressionless killer that's just standing there. He's like, okay, we're gonna go in there. We're gonna kill this guy.
It's scary. He's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, I got Jan 4th round knockout.
I'll go Jan Jan 5th round TKO. That's what I got.
Here's what's gonna happen. I think if it goes to decision, if Jan wins by decision, it'll be convincing. If Sterling wins, it'll be a close matchup.
Or a submission. I really think submission's like the only way you can win.
Yeah, because Petr Yan just doesn't stop.
No. Petr Yan's going to lose on the card. I find that almost impossible.
Yeah, I did too. Although someone had him losing on the cards in their last fight. What are you watching?
Well, if it was Chris Lee or what's the other judge? It's terrible. With an S, something like that.
Sal?
Yeah, Sal. What's his last name?
D'Amato.
Yeah, Sal. If it's Sal D'Amato or Chris Lee judging this fight, we buckle up.
just don't let it go to the scorecards. But next fight, Volk versus the Zombie.
Out of all the odds for these fights, I think this is right.
This is appropriate.
This is appropriate. I give Korean Zombie. I get it. Like, this is his last probably chance for the title. The way he fights is, the nickname Korean Zombie. The way he just goes forward, he takes some of the shots that he's taken in the past against Volkanovski. Dude, he's getting knocked. He's gonna get knocked out cold. Like,
I mean, Volk doesn't knock people out cold though.
You're right, but I could see it. I could realistically see it happen this fight. Where does Volkanovski lose in this fight, dude? What area? Zero.
Right? He's on his back.
How he's gonna take Volkanovski down? Real, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see a single route to victory for Korean Zombie.
He's got to hit him lucky. That's it.
Yeah, it's got to be one of those left hook Larry Bisping type ones where you catch his chin and. But even then, would we doubt, like, Volkanovski against Ortega looked like he was going to get submitted twice and got out?
Oh, dude, that was nuts.
It was crazy. The guillotine is like the fact that he even said, he's like, the lights were going out and I just somehow got out. Like, I want Volkanovski to also win this fight because I want Volkanovski max 3. The first 2 fights, I think Max won the second fight. I think it's 1-1. So I would love to see a trilogy. People disagree. But dude, Volkanovski, he's slowly becoming the featherweight GOAT, is he not?
I can't disagree, man. I mean, what he did in that Ortega fight is what champions are made of.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people will always remember that.
Dude.
I know featherweight Connor, featherweight Aldo are 2 of the ones that people always go to. But dude, look at Volkanovski. Dude, he just keeps winning. He hasn't lost in when's the last time he lost, dude? A decade ago.
I know. He's so good.
Unreal.
I don't know how I can't, like you said, I can't see how the Zombie wins this fight.
No, I'm like trying to think of a way. I really can't.
Luck, magic, sorcery.
I know you're saying prior to the UFC, Volk knocked a lot of people out. But dude, Volkanovski knocked out Chad Mendes, who pretty good chin.
Dude is yoked now.
So if you can knock out
he's on those horse meats.
Beef. As Alistair Overeem likes.
Beef.
If you can knock out Chad Mendes, you can knock out the Korean Zombie. You know what I mean?
I agree. All right, what's your official take?
Volkanovski, KO, 3rd round.
Volk, 2nd round submission.
I could see that too.
Oh man, dude, this card is awesome.
It's so good. Like, it's crazy just how the underdogs, how big of underdogs there are.
Yeah.
It's usually not like this.
Yeah.
The 3 top, there's just like huge gaps where they think that. Do you think all 3 favorites win? It's tough to call.
I don't think Hamzat wins.
I'm gonna go with all 3 win, but historically speaking, like you got to think one upset. It's MMA. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Madsen versus GSP. Did anybody ever think that was gonna happen? No. Like
No. Sarah
it
was
happened.
like plus 720 in that fight.
Dude, he was. I think he was more. I think he was like plus 1,000. It was back then too. That's even crazier. But it's gonna be fun to watch. It's really gonna be fun.
All right, just some news. Luke Rockhold calls Paulo Costa a female dog, and that his steroids aren't working anymore. Dude, I think Rockhold will get murdered if they fought.
I don't love that one for Luke Rockhold. You really want to go there, Luke?
Glass chin.
Why don't you fight somebody that's like a wrestler and you could wrestle them to a win? Because I think Luke could still get wins, but I just don't know against the top guys.
Fight Darren Till. That's a good comeback fight.
I don't love that for Luke.
I love for Darren.
Yeah. Darren smash.
Conor McGregor is facing 6 charges for dangerous driving.
What else is new? I mean, are we surprised?
He's moving up to welterweight to try and get 3 belts.
It would be the greatest thing of all time if he somehow got a title fight against Usman. Luckily, like won the fight somehow.
Straight left down the pipe.
Straight left down the pipe. Somehow ends the fight and just like calls it, retires, and then he's like triple champ. People would be so upset.
Dude, he if he does that, GOAT.
He would be in the conversation. But
dude, here's the thing. He's not gonna like fight to get the title shot. He's getting the title shot.
I know that's what people don't understand. People get so upset, and even other fighters get like, "Why am I getting jumped?" It's like this guy sells like 2 million pay-per-views every time he fights. Do you understand how much more that is than like all of you combined? Like Colby Covington, Masvidal did what, like 700K buys?
Pretty solid.
McGregor gets 3 times that.
What was that? UFC 272?
Yeah. Like both Dustin fights got what, over 2?
The second one got 1.6, the third one got 1.85.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How many did this sell?
I remember somewhere in the 700 to 800K range, which is obviously good. But when you're talking about close to 2 mil, there's nobody like him.
No, there isn't. And we'll never see anything else like him. Never.
Maybe never. Yeah, you're right. Because it's crazy. If I asked my parents who know 0 UFC fighters who Conor McGregor is, they would know who he is. You know what I mean? Like, if I asked my relatives who don't know anything about UFC, they'd be like, "Oh, I know who Conor McGregor is."
Yeah, I agree. Logan Paul wants to fight Patty.
Why?
Make it happen. Screw it. Make it happen.
Please no. Keep the Pauls to boxing, please. Let the clown show go over there, please.
Dude, I think Logan could do well in MMA. I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't. He's just gonna. A wrestler would just destroy him. Like,
dude, he was a Division 1 level wrestler.
I'm sick of it. Okay, I don't need the Pauls in MMA. Let them stay in boxing.
Okay, I don't know if you saw this though. Patty is open and willing to fight Ilya Topuria.
We need that. That's the real news. Love to see that.
I feel like Topuria might murder him.
Could happen. Although if it got to the ground, could be interesting.
Dude, Topuria is a great grappler.
That's true. But so is Patty. That's why it'd be great to see.
Oh, Patty the baddie.
You know, people thought Topuria was this invincible guy. I mean, he got rocked pretty hard last fight.
But dude, he rocked harder.
That's true.
Dude, that was.
But two rising prospects. Yeah, let's give me that fight.
Dude, I thought Jai Herbert was dead.
Yeah, that was bad.
And the way he walked back to his corner was like, yeah, I knew I was going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Do you miss John Morgan at Junkie?
No, like not to sound terrible, but like I don't have an opinion on it. Like it doesn't affect me one way or the other.
I miss John. I like John. He's a good dude. Gracious enough to come on Throwin Hands. But, I want to fight Dracus Duplessis myself for saying that Kelvin Gastelum wussed out of his fight. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Gastelum, the people whom he has lost to are the cream of the crop.
I know. When he said that, I was like, Kelvin Gastelum has taken like so many short notice fights.
Whitaker. Cannonier.
And dude, like those are the top guys. And he put on respectable performances. He might have lost, but like nobody has say what you want about Izzy, dude. Nobody's pushed Izzy as far as Kelvin Gastelum has. Yeah, like
not remotely as close.
Not remotely as close. The only time Izzy's ever really been in danger was in the Kelvin fight.
And the Blachowicz fight.
But
that's a whole other weight class.
Yeah, it's a whole other weight class. So it was a little out of pocket comment. I would agree. Like, if Kelvin can't fight, it's got to be a pretty bad injury.
Dude, he'd fight with his head chopped off.
Yeah, like he's a savage. Come on.
Oh, that makes me angry. Like,
it made me angry hearing it too, because you would agree. I think Kelvin's one of the more likable fighters in the whole sport.
Great dude. Always down to fight.
Just the best.
That makes me angry. Okay. There's one guy, I think you and I can agree. Hamzat's a hot commodity these days.
Correct.
But I don't think too many people are talking about Shavkat Rakhmonov as there should be.
He's lying in the weeds. He's waiting.
Dude's different, man.
He's waiting. He's got that like Mongolian DNA. He's got that warrior lineage.
Dude, he's fighting Neil Magny next, apparently. Good test.
I like him to beat Magny, though. Even though Magny's really good. I respect Magny for calling out Hamzat. Like, they were supposed to fight a while ago, and he's like, I'll still take the fight. Didn't happen, obviously, but yeah, I would agree. I think what's his name? Rakhmonov, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Shavkat Rakhmonov.
I would agree. He's going to be a top 3 to 5 guy within a couple of years. Him and Hamzat could be like a huge rivalry in the future.
Yeah. Oh man, there's so many good young guys. Kayla Harrison, Pettis, and Rory Mcdonald are headlining the next the PFL 3 card on May 6th. Good stuff.
They're keeping the company going. You know what I mean? Like, they're the only fighters people know in PFL for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. Like, Kayla Harrison, I guess she's going to win again, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, can she please win this next PFL tournament and then come over to the UFC, please? Can we get that?
Please.
I understand that people are upset that she went back, but, like, she's just going to walk her way to $1 million check. I
don't blame her.
Don't blame her. And I understand the UFC might pay her more, but if she wins again, say she wins she's going to win the PFL tournament again.
Uh-huh.
Going to beat her. She just raises her free agent price. Like, they're going to have to pay, the UFC's going to have to pay her more when she signs.
Yeah.
So it's kind of smart by her if you look at it.
Yeah. Dude, Brock Lesnar lost to Roman Reigns, man.
Sad, dude. They've been going at it for a few years here.
Yeah. Dude, the fight news has been a little lacking lately.
Yeah.
Let's see what Marcel Dorf has said. Maybe we've missed something. Shout out Marcel Dorf, man. He's
the go-to.
He's the go-to. Hardly anything. Nothing today, really. There was a Bellator matchup made. Kopilov and Jordan Wright are fighting. Dude, there's hardly anything. Okay, dude, this Lemos Andrade card is one of the worst cards in a while.
I was gonna say,
Awful card.
really bad cards.
Next week's card's pretty fun.
Yeah, and then once we get into the full like end of spring, early summer, the cards come at us like hot and heavy. Like there's some really good cards coming up.
Yeah. Oh, Chris Barnett's fighting next week.
Beast, legend.
But
well,
dude,
we got the Bilal Muhammad next week too, right?
Yeah, and Luque.
That's gonna be a fun fight.
What I can't wait for is Font versus Cheeto Vera.
Yep, that's up there.
Bangers. And then
that's the next big one.
274.
I feel like Tony Ferguson's gonna get worked, dude.
I don't know, man.
I
fear, but if you think about it, Tony's only lost to the best.
It's true, but he just looks different. You know what I mean?
Dude, that Gaethje fight changed his life. No joke.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. That's gonna sound.
But I think Esparza beats Namajunas, man. Not fronting.
Back to back, second time.
Yeah.
I don't think she does, but it should be a fun one.
But dude, this lightweight title fight. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's gonna
be. Dude, Bronx is the most disrespected.
He really
champion.
I wonder. I don't know if it's come out yet. It probably hasn't. But if he's an underdog again, like, what are we doing?
It's minus 160 in favor of Oliveira.
Okay, so a little more respect.
It's a pick'em. Gaethje's plus 140.
Yeah, so they're only favoring him a little bit, but yeah, disrespect is the word.
Dude, Bronx, he's good. He's so good.
Dude, every time you think he's like out, like done and out.
Dude, I thought he was done in the first round of that Poirier fight.
Yeah. Same with the Chandler fight. At the end of the Chandler fight, I was like, "Oh, Chandler's champ." Didn't happen.
What's Dustin get in a fight, man?
I think he should move up.
Yeah, I agree. I think he should fight Covington.
I would agree. The way Covington has called him out, I feel like...
And I hate how people are like, oh, that's not a logical next step. He should fight another top guy in the welterweight division. Outside of, dude, I hate to say it, but I think Covington would smoke everybody in that division.
Smoke everybody in that division.
The thing about Dustin is he's had his lightweight run. Like, it's hard for him to. He walks around like 190. He walks around at a pretty heavy weight for a lightweight. And he's had his run. He had a great run at lightweight. Fought for the belt multiple times. Never got it done, but is a legend in everybody's eyes for the way he fights. Go up to 170 where you're going to feel a little more natural, not drain yourself for the cut. And I think he can make it into the top 5 at welterweight.
I don't disagree with you there.
I think he could beat 5 through 10 and then get into that top. Like, I think he could fight Covington and win.
I agree, man. That's all I have. Do you have anything else?
I got nothing. We covered a lot.
All right, brawlers. That'll do it here for us at Throwin Hands podcast. Breck, thanks for coming on. It was a really good time.
Oh, peace out.
Peace out, y'all.